Here's another example of news agencies just stealing people's work and claiming it as their own. I just saw a post on Facebook. There's a group in Edinburgh called the Edinburgh Spotlight, or I think it's one guy that does all the kind of interesting things happening around Edinburgh and any kind of newsworthy stories that he finds out about. And anyway, he put up a picture and a little story about the mess of recycling because just how much booze has been drunk over the new year. And what came up just now is like, so the Edinburgh Evening News have pinched our picture of an article which is actually wrong since rubbish has since been picked up. So not only has the news company stolen the photo without due credit, they've also made up a completely wrong story. And then it goes on, so people are putting a good bunch of comments there. So what I would say check out Edinburgh Spotlight. I'll put a link to their Facebook page at the bottom of this. And just have a little read of some people's chat on this. A lot of people saying, yeah, I never buy newspapers anymore, they're rubbish, they're so dishonest, blah, blah, blah. And then the last person here, Jennifer, saying, you posted it as public. Does that not make it public domain? No, big no's here. Big no. Well, first of all, it looks like the newspaper have now finally credited Edinburgh Spotlight. So on the newspaper website, again, I'll put a link to this in the description below. They've finally just said picture at Edinburgh Spotlight. So I'm guessing that's given their Twitter account, but there's not a single hyperlink in any of that text there at all. So you could have clicked on something to bring some of the audience that are reading this to the people that actually created the story in the first place, or at least created the image that would be pulling the punters in to see the actual image. So now they've put a pretty rubbish copyright or a note saying this is where it came from. But here's my little point here, is if somebody, so what Jennifer says is posted it as public. Oh, does that not mean, it's fair game? Anybody can use the image? No, it absolutely doesn't. Just because you put your photos on Facebook does not give the right to anyone else taking your photos and using them as their own, especially without any credit whatsoever. That's to put it in context of this newspaper. So this newspaper, trolling through Facebook all the time, sees a picture it likes, goes, brilliant, that's a good one, copy and paste, put it into the newspaper, put it in and sell the newspaper later on that day. And yet the person that took the photo gets no credit whatsoever. Switch that on its head, that's like going past a newspaper stall out on the street going, newspapers, they're in the public domain, they're on a public street here, I'll just take them for me. And I'll walk away and I've not paid a single penny for them, and then I will go and into my own little shop, put them in there and sell them to people. So effectively I've stolen somebody else's work, which was in public domain on the street, taken it to my own place, and then I've sold it and made money from it. That's exactly the same as what they've done, but instead of actual physical papers, they've taken somebody's photograph. So, no. Whenever you put a photo up on Facebook, it does not mean you have lost all copyright of the image. What it does mean is that you've put it up there for people to be able to see it and potentially share it and obviously have links back to you. But if you're a professional company or corporation that's like a newspaper, then you've either got to A, ask for permission, B, ask for copyright, or C, ask for usage rights. That's the other kind of good thing here, is a usage right claim. So I would say here is like somebody already has just said here, it's like, I hope they paid for the picture. If not, I'd send them an invoice. If I were you, £1,000 should cover it. Maybe that should cover it. Maybe that should kind of say, hey, stop just stealing people's photos and using them in your publications without even asking for them or giving credit, until they have to actually pester the company via Twitter, say, hey, you've taken our photo, you haven't even credited us. We've lost out on the search engine optimization kind of link throughs that we would have got. So pretty crap of news agencies there again. Keep your eyes peeled for stuff like that, and pass on the information whenever you see somebody kind of going, a newspaper's using my photo. I didn't even give it to them. Tell them to sort that out with the newspaper. Cheers, bye-bye.